What the fuck is up, my bitches? If you are new here, hello, my name is Brittany, and I honestly don't know who the fuck I am today, because today we are talking about Pat McGrath, and I feel like I'm the queen of being the one that's like, I don't get the hype, or I don't usually love Pat McGrath products, but as soon as I saw this Bridgerton collection, I'm like, I don't even fucking care. I'm buying it all. So I bought the entire Bridgerton collection. I'm going to be trying it out with you guys today, answer your guys' questions, so you guys some, comparisons and stuff like that. But the best thing about tonight's video is it's Saturday, baby, and go figure, we're having cocktails. How's everybody doing? I see all the Bridges coming in the live chat. What's good? What's poppin'? Y'all like the hair? Oh, you guys saw it last video, so it's not as exciting this time. But did you guys pick this up? I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are, because I always feel like I'm the Pat McGrath, hate and bitch. I always feel like I can always, criticize certain things, but we'll see. I mean, I've been more impressed with her more recent products, like the Utopian Dream really surprised me. So I'm hopeful that, maybe I'll have a better experience today. So I did pick up the whole entire collection. But before we get into any info today, okay, make sure you guys are subscribed. If you guys like live stream content, we are here for you. And I'm actually testing a new foundation today. Freshly applied. What do you guys think? Does she look good? Follow me on my other socials. If you guys want to see about this foundation, it'll be on my TikTok probably later tonight. But don't forget to like the damn video, all right? And let's dive into all of the tea regarding this collection. So there was an eyeshadow palette, a face palette, which I was not expecting a face palette out of this. And then there's two highlighters as well, which I did purchase both of them, but I am going to be doing a giveaway with the gold version because I know I am not going to use it. It's just, I got it because it was like a bundle deal. So I'm like, why not? When in Rome. So I will be doing a giveaway. You're going to want to tune into my TikTok for this one though, okay? Because I think that's where I'm going to do the giveaway. But I am going to be using this one today. I've got swatches for you guys and stuff like that. I pulled out my other Pat McGrath face palette comparisons here because I am a big fan of these products specifically. And as soon as I saw that there was another one, I'm like, yeah, duh. I definitely want that. So I'm going to start first with the eyeshadow palette, and then we'll kind of work into the face products, just because that's how I typically do things. So if you guys have questions along the way, I asked you guys on Instagram if anybody wanted, specific comparisons, and people were, if anything, it was more of for eyeshadow palette purpose, it was this one shadow compared to one. And for palettes, I don't really feel like that's really useful, so I don't have any palette comparisons for this one here. So you can see, I've swatched it, I've touched it, you're gonna see swatches. Actually, let's do it right now. So this is what the palette looks like. Guys, I was prepared. I love this for us. So this packaging is super cute. I'm one of those people Bridgerton. It's an added bonus, but I don't live, breathe, and die for the show. It's a good show. It's over the top. It's bougie AF. It's very much a vibe. If you haven't watched it, I would definitely recommend you watch it. But the presentation of this, I think, is absolutely beautiful. For being a collaboration with Bridgerton, as far as packaging goes, I do kind of wish that we had a little bit more either variety, or I wish that there was just a little bit more glitz and glam. And I'm actually going to show you something that I saw on Instagram where I think would have been even more appropriate, but I'm still this is still super, super cute. I just think for, I guess, the aesthetic that Bridgerton has, if you watch this show, you'll get it. It's a wedding every fucking day. So it's I think we could have done better, but I'm still not mad at it. I still think it's super cute, but across the board, I wish that there was a variety within what was offered, between the palettes, just because it's the same image. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So I'm going to try out the palette for the first time today. I'm going to see what I come up with for a look. In my opinion, this palette has one matte. Here, let me point them out to you guys if you haven't seen any other videos. I know that there's a ton of videos already, but it's fine. What's one more, right? So in my opinion, this one here is the only actual matte in the palette. I think that these two, the pinky shades, I would classify these as more probably satin shimmers. These two shades right here, I would classify these as more of metallics. And then this one here, I don't know how Pat McGrath, like, classifies her shades just because I'm not the most well-versed with Pat McGrath. I would consider the blue shade as one of her, like, special shades just because it has that really, like, sparkly factor. It's really beautiful. If you guys didn't see the swatches, I mean, you could see just how beautiful that these do translate via swatch. But my biggest issue typically with Pat McGrath eyeshadows is they don't translate on my eyes the best as far as, like, emphasizing texture. They don't really look super blended for me. So that's where, like, whenever I go into Pat McGrath as a brand when it comes to her eyeshadows, I don't typically have the highest expectations. But when I look at this color story, I'm trying to, like, separate it. Like, I don't want to judge every single launch by a previous launch, if that makes sense. So when I look at this palette, I'm just grabbing my brushes, like, as I'm talking. I am not as inspired as I would hope to be, but I'm still thinking, like, I'll still be able to get a few beautiful looks out of this. But when I look at this color story just for, like, me and how I do makeup, I kind of see, like, one consistent look coming from this, or maybe, like, a relatively similar look with maybe changing out, like, where I place certain things. Like, for one look, I might put this blue, like, all over my lid. I might put it on another look in, like, the inner corner. But I think for me and how I do makeup and just, like, my makeup level, maybe that's the right word, I don't know how much I'm going to love this color story as a whole. So I'm just going to try it, okay? I feel like I've been talking forever and not doing anything. So I'm first going to take the lightest pink shade. This is the one that's in the top row, right in the center. And I'm just blending this out with the Makeup Geek, the soft dome brush. I'm still testing these out, but so far I'm really enjoying these brushes. I'm just going to do one completed look for today, and then I think I'm actually going to use this palette again for new makeup releases on Monday if you guys want to see another look. I was going to do multiple looks, but like I said, with a palette like this, maybe it would be probably useful to see, like, multiple looks, but since I'm kind of late to the game, I'm sure that there are a lot of other creators that have done, like, multiple look sort of a video, but I'm a creature of habit. You know, like, I feel like I'm always doing the same type of look all the time anyways, just because what I feel is flattering on my eye shape. So what do you guys think? Do you guys like the color story? Is there anything you guys would change about it? Did you guys pick it up? Did you guys see that this is coming to Sephora? I saw that the palette and the cheek palette are two products that are coming to Sephora. So the single highlighters are not. But let's see what I think it's Mary. Let's see what Mary had to say. The eyeshadow palette, boring. The shades don't speak to me. Take that Splasho Blue away and it's a dud. I have to agree. Like, if this was not a Bridgerton collection, and let's see, if it wasn't a Bridgerton collection, and if I didn't feel that my audience was interested in this, as an average consumer, I would not have purchased this. Like, if I had just no anything with the show, if I wasn't, like, a makeup reviewer, just because, like you said, it's really not anything, like, revolutionary. I just think it could have been done a lot better. Just to, like, go with the vibe, right? Like, the vibe of Bridgerton is fucking everything. Let's see, Jill said she ordered it. So I did purchase mine from Pat McGrath's website when it was available for early access. I meant to do this video yesterday. I'm just using the darker pink on my refer number 13. So I ordered this when it was available for, like, early access, which if you use the code Bridgerton10 on Pat McGrath's website, you can get 10% off. I got it off of the entire collection. So again, like I always say with Pat McGrath, don't ever fucking pay full price, okay? Just because of stuff like this, like a brand new collection launches and there's already a discount code. So I don't know, it's just one thing that I noticed, like, she always has sales, which I did expect, honestly, this collection to sell out just because it's Bridgerton, and I know a lot of people really love the show. I didn't care about that. It was like, ooh, it's a cool looking collection. Like, I'm here for it. Like, I guess I wasn't, like, pissed about this collection, which is why I got it. So these, like, based on how everything just blended really nicely right there, I am not mad at using these, like, satiny shimmers as, like, crease shades for me. Her matte is where I'm really curious. Did I use the Pat foundation today? No, I do not like that. I do not like her foundation formula. It was just like not the best on my texture. I'm wearing the new NARS foundation today. So stay tuned for my TikTok. And then maybe if you guys want it for YouTube, maybe I'll do like a wear test or something. But I'm posting like my first impressions on my TikTok today. So far so good. Like the same shit I always do, right guys? Nothing revolutionary, but I like you guys to see the whole process. Like, I'm not really having to manipulate these any like crazy ways. I am noticing this side didn't blend as nicely as this side did, but overall, very minute differences. Still looks good, but it's a work in progress, right? Like, trust the process. So, as far as like my experience with Pat McGrath's like shipping and purchasing and stuff like that, I have had good and bad purchase. Like, I've had good experiences and also bad experiences. This collection was a decent experience. I felt it took a little bit longer than it typically does, but I couldn't remember. I'm like, was this a pre-order? But I really don't think it was. It was like early access, I'm pretty sure. So this is that shade that I would classify as her matte, and I'm just using that Makeup Geek, the Dome brush, or wait, what is this? The Outer V brush. So everything came very nicely packaged. If anything, it came way better packaged than her stuff typically does. So let me show you exactly how everything came. So you get everything. I mean, I'm assuming everything would come the same if you purchased the whole collection. So I got a box that's like decently sized. But then the palette was basically like out on its own. But then all of the other products were wrapped separately in bubble wrap, which I do really like because, one, Pat McGrath I consider like a luxury brand. And two, it's less likely to be damaged. And I feel like I've consistently seen people complain about like receiving their stuff from Pat McGrath damaged. So maybe this is like their way of showing like they're listening to the customers and customer complaints and stuff like that. Because what a like pain in the ass when you get something in the mail and it's broken. It fucking sucks, right? So I was really happy as far as like my shipping and shopping experience. I expected this collection to sell out so quick, but I think it actually lasted quite a bit of time, which I was very surprised because I thought this would sell out like immediately. And then the fact that I saw it show up on the Sephora site. So I think it launches at Sephora on the 26th, but like I said, it's only the eyeshadow palette and it's the face palette. So the individual highlighters are not going to be available at Sephora. At least they're not on the website quite yet. But I think even still, I'd probably still buy them at Pat McGrath just because you get that extra 10% off. And I'm not sure if there's any sales coming up at Sephora. Who knows, though? Let's see. Pink eyeshadow is cute, but I feel like I never reach for pink palettes. I feel the same way. Like, I don't really get down with, like, a pinky moment that often. And one thing I actually did see, it was actually Samantha March. I follow her on TikTok as well. She was posting, it was either on TikTok or Instagram where I saw her post that the pink shadows really irritated her eyes. So naturally, I'm a little nervous about that. This blue shade is beautiful. Like, this is like the like shadow of the palette, in my opinion. But if you have sensitive eyes, I'll keep you guys posted if I have any issues. I'm assuming that I'll probably get, the staining because I feel like every single time I use pinks, reds, shit, even like sometimes blues, my eyes will still have that staining. Yeah, that shade's beautiful. It's so interesting though. Like, it trips me out every single time because these look like truly stunning eyeshadows, but it's like the Pat McGrath effect. And this is where I'm like, I get it. And this is like the type of eyeshadow that makes me completely understand why she does her promo shots the way that she does. Because if you were to see this eyeshadow, if you have brands like Davina, even like Cleona, it has that sort of aesthetic to it, like super sparkly, almost like a more sheer base to it. Let's see. I wanted to read this comment first. I've never had a problem with Pat McGrath packages. Now Sephora is another story. The worst. Absolute worst. Worst packaging from Sephora. Ulta might be worse, though. So, like I was saying, how it has, like, that, basically, like, a transparent base to it, but it gives you, like, a super sparkly effect. I totally understand why Pat does that, because these are the types of eyeshadows that they look so, like, editorial and, like, ethereal. Like, under certain lights, these types of eyeshadows, like, it looks way better in certain lightings. Whereas when you see it on, like, a look like I have right now, you're just like, okay, cool. But if you were to put this under, like, even if you, like, walk into a bar, you know how bars just have, like, those yellow, like, almost like tungsten tone lights? The sparkle on this will be incredible. So this, I definitely think, is the star of the palette. The next shade I'm going to use, though, I'm curious to see how it looks as, like, an inner corner highlight. I basically want this to be, like, all blown, like, all over the place. Like, I want the sparkle to just kind of carry throughout. But is this an eyeshadow look that I would do, like, on a day-to-day? Nah, not really. I think, honestly, like, I understand why she did pink, but I think that I would have loved to have seen purple. Just because, like, even with, like, the packaging, this is the downfall of these eyeshadows, though. See how much, like, fallout is all over my face now? These are the types of eyeshadows you're going to want to do, like, your eye makeup before your face makeup. Because now I'm going to have to spend a nice amount of time trying to clean that up. So, would recommend, definitely, especially if you're using that blue shade. You might want to do your face first. Or your eyes first, not your face. Oh, let's see. Yeah, Ulta is very, very bad with shipping. How they package products and then just giving you, like, a ridiculously, like, abnormal size fucking box for, like, one item. It's like, why? Oh, let's see. Kendall says, if I stop out with these products on my face and don't catch a Duke to fall in love, I am sending it all back. Oh, I fucking love you, Kendall. All right, let's go to... I'm going to try this inner corner. I can't get over, like, how much glitter is on my fucking face now, though. Shit. All right, let me grab my, my inner corner brush. And I want to try using this one shade as, like, an inner corner brow bone highlighter, but I think it might be too dark. I wish that this one, in my mind, I wish that it was dark. It's more peach in real life than how it looks on camera. I think on camera, it looks more, like, white and lighter, because I like my inner corner to really pop. I still think I'll be able to get, like, a similar effect with this eyeshadow, but... like, if you're lighter tone than I am as far as skin tone, I don't know if this would give you necessarily, like, what you would probably look for. Yeah, I've got so much glitter fallout on my face. So, beware of that. And this for an inner corner, I'm just like, okay, it's fine, but I have a feeling I'm going to end up going in with a different product and almost like topping off how this looks. I think for inner corner, this will be nice, but I think for a look like this, I would much prefer something lighter, almost like the face highlighter that we're going to use on one side of my face today. So brow bone, I do like it because it still gives that lifted effect and it's not too, like, blinding. So for brow bone, I do like this shade. So the only shade that I didn't use today is this one right here. And let me just tell you something. Comparing these two shades here, because I classified these as the metallics. This shade down here, this texture is so nice. Oh, I love, it's like super like buttery and silky smooth. But this one up here, it still has like a similar vibe to it, but it's not as silky smooth as this one. And this creamy matte is super duper creamy. So far, I'm not mad at it, but you know what? Now thinking about it, how I was saying, like, I think we could have went more like purple instead of pink. Looking at that outer corner, like that matte shade, it does give you a nice, like, purple gradient, right? Okay, let's see how this continues to go. Let me do my under eye really quick. This is going to be, like, super quick and easy and painless, hopefully. So let's grab my Makeup Geek. This is, like, technically, like, the brow brush, but I'm going to use this to line my lower lash line. So I'm going to take That matte, like purpley brown is probably how I would describe this one. How are you guys feeling about this so far? Are you guys surprised that I'm not like crapping all over this like I typically do? I'm such a hater. And then I just keep looking at how this foundation is looking. I think the longer that this foundation's sitting on my face, the more that I'm like, do I like this though? But I'll keep testing it. I tried it today with my the Hourglass primer, and then I think the next time I wear it, I'm going to try it without a primer just to see that these products cooperate nicely together. All right, so that's me just lining it, and then I'm going to take that outer V brush, and I'm going to use the same shade, and then I'm just going to basically run it under here and blend it all together and just kind of marry this all together. Let's see. Is it Talia? The blue is the only shade in this palette, and it looks amazing. Let's see. The problem is I would do the same look with this. Pretty look, but the same. I think that's going to probably be like my overall makeup aesthetic with it as well. I don't know, though. Like, I could see myself using, the more that I'm, like, playing with the shades and seeing how they transform on the eyes, I think I would do probably like relatively similar looks for all of my looks, but I think that having like this shade, like I could easily do like a look with these two shades and then maybe like pop the blue on there. I don't know. I'd be curious to see like how many realistic looks for me that I would do with this. Like, do I wear looks like this all the time? Color wise, no, but my like my technique, I guess, is pretty much the same for all of my looks anyways, though. But occasionally I do like the halo eye and stuff like that. But I guess time will tell, right? Maybe I'll just get more and more inspired the more that I drag this out. But when I initially look at this, this is like the look that makes sense for me. I hope I make sense. All right, so palette as far as quality, I mean, it's there. I'm really enjoying how these are all working together. I think that the matte shade, it's not as pigmented as I expected it to be. Like, I feel like I always, and this is probably so, like, stupid of me to do, but I always feel like when I pay more money for an eyeshadow formula, I feel like it should be more pigmented, but that's not obviously, like, reality at all. If anything, it tells you, like, literally nothing, but in my mind, I'm just like, I would look at Pat McGrath eyeshadows and expect them to be like super duper pigmented, and they're really not. Like, at least not all of them. Like, I feel like I got more pigmentation out of that deeper pink out of anything, but that like purple, I'm still not mad at it, but it's just different. That's what it is. It's just different. Patty! I knew you'd be here, boo. What do you think of this palette? I haven't watched your video yet. Whenever I know that I'm going to review something, I try not to watch videos, but I always obviously see when people post, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see it. So, I need to know. Actually, don't even tell me. I'll just watch your video after. All right, let me get rid of some of this, like, fallout situation, and then we'll move on to the cheek palette. So, while we're doing that, let's show you what I put together for the cheek palette. So this is $52, which, again, would not pay full price just because she always has fucking sales, right? So, as per usual, we got stickers on the back of these packagings. This is what the color story looks like. I'm going to pull out these for comparison so you can see them side by side. The only duplicate that I have of all of these is the Venus Nectar, which I'm pretty positive is the highlighter shade. The highlighter shade is the same in this other palette here. Look at that like curtain moment that I pulled out of my ass. So in the deeper palette of these ones, this is the highlighter that is in this palette. I'm pretty sure, at least. Because it's like technically backwards on the sticker, so that's the way that I'm understanding it, is it's the same highlighter. So that was kind of a bummer, but across the blushes, I honestly wish that this had just 3 blushes and not even a highlighter, just because she did the highlighter with the collection, like the singles. But then again, I also appreciate the fact getting a highlighter and a blush in the same palette, because then you can kind of mix them together and stuff. So I'm not turned off by it. It's just like, would have been cool, but also doesn't fucking matter because I still appreciate it anyways. So when you look at these palettes, I think that the Bridgerton palette looks more like the lightest one, so that's where I'm going to do a majority of like holding them side by side and stuff, just so you can guys get a... Just so you guys could get a visual. There we go. If I could talk, that would be fantastic. So when you look at these side by side, they're close, they're similar, but they're not the same. If anything, I think this, like the center shade, would probably be better for more fair skin tones. But then, this is where it's kind of like, well, shit, because the highlighter doesn't really accommodate for, in my opinion, for a fair skin tone. I think this is going to be for more... probably like light medium and up. Whereas if you're fair, you might be like, nah, that's just too dark. But then you could also use it to mix in with the other shades. So the shades that are in this palette are Cherish, Nymphette, and Venus Nectar. So I'm assuming that this one's Cherish, right? Cherish, Nymphette, and then Venus Nectar. I'm like blowing these out. So hopefully you guys are getting a good visual. But that's what the swatches were for, right? So I'm going to apply... one shade on each side for the blushes so you guys could see. My opinion on these blushes, I love the finish on these, because one big thing that I have issues with is my texture on my face. Sticker strikes again. Just wait, okay? Just wait. Like, you could blend the dark one to look like the light one if you wanted to, and then add another color. Yeah. Right? Yeah. All right, so let's do Cherish. We'll do this one by itself on one side. It's so funny because this reminds me so much of Cherub from one of my favorite brands, Vive. So I'm just going to do a very light layer of this because I'll probably end up doing like a mixing moment just so you guys could see. But one thing I love about the Pat McGrath finish on her blushes is the fact that they look so skin-like. I would look at this and be like, is that a powder finish though? Because it looks like it just has such a natural look, almost like, in my opinion, what some cream blushes will look like that have not really like the wet looking finishes. It's like it kind of looks wet because it has a beautiful sheen to it, but it doesn't look powdery. That's what I really like about them. And they don't accentuate texture. So this is the shade. I feel like I'm sitting too close. So it's like these lights are like too bright. So Cherish, I'm here for that. It's pink. It goes with the vibe of the eyeshadow palette. Makes sense. So then we have Nymphette, which I'm not sure how well this is going to show up for me. I just wiped off my brush in between. But I think this is going to be definitely more of a shimmery formula, I think, because I see more of a sheen when it comes to this one. But this will be, I think, like a really beautiful everyday sort of a blush, especially if you don't like a super blushy cheek. But what I find that I do the most with the palettes that I already have is mix the shades together, because then it's just, I don't know, it's not like the same look every single time, and then it's just, I just kind of mix them together and call it a day. So this one, I really like how it looks in general. I think it looks really flattering on my face. But like I said, I could totally see myself doing one of these numbers, mixing it. I'm going to put it on top of this side and doing this sort of a moment because I love a blushy cheek so much, and I have no bronzer on as well. I wanted to make sure I address that. I have cream contour on, but no bronzer. So this cheek moment, love its whole life. I think it looks beautiful. So this already just like, yes, bitch, I'm here for it. So now let me take I'll use my Wayne Goss. This is the Wayne Goss number 4. Everybody was asking me the last time I used this brush, what brush is that? Let's see, what color is in the middle? Wait, what color is in the middle one? It is more of like a peach. It's the shade Nymphette. It's got like a peachy pink. And then let's take the shade, what the fuck is it? Venus Nectar. One day I'll be able to remember. So I'm going to put Venus Nectar on this side, and then I'll do the individual highlight on the other side just so you guys could see. I do think that Pat McGrath's formula does emphasize texture, but realistically, So does like everything else as far as highlights go. You know what this reminds me of though? Do I even want to say this out loud? This shade specifically, it reminds me of Champagne Pop. Anyone else? It does. Oh my god. I just thought of that. I wonder if I have a Champagne Pop in my collection because I'm just adding a little bit more so you guys could see how it builds. This is fucking Champagne Pop. Bitch! Oh my god! I gotta find it. Hold on. Let me see if I still have it. Really quick. Hold the phone, everybody. I can't believe I just thought of that. Look at, do you guys like how I'm just holding my arm up in the air? Hold on, I gotta like move my chair and everything because I need to know now. I need to know. Oh my god, look at the only things that I will keep from this brand. Okay, maybe it's not. Damn it. I thought I was like spot on, but it's not. Okay, Champagne Pop is, I'm gonna say like, it's different. Like the undertones are different, but hold on. I gotta hold these up because I'm like, maybe they're not. Hold on. I gotta do this without breaking anything. Hold on. So Champagne Pop is in the middle. I think if anything, maybe Champagne Pop is slightly more yellow. Let me lean back so I'm not like blinding you guys. I'm like, are they the same? I don't know. Let's swatch them next to each other because the struggle is real over here right now. Okay, so here is Champagne Pop. I'll do this one right here. I do see more like yellow tones though, I think. Whereas Venus Nectar, I actually like how Venus Nectar feels. Venus Nectar almost has like an orangey tone to it. Okay, they're different. But similar vibes though. Okay, so it's not Champagne Pop. False alarm, everybody. So Champagne Pop is up here. See how it's a little bit more golden and a little bit lighter? Venus Nectar, it's not as bam in your face either, I don't think. Damn. I got so excited. I'm like, I found a dupe. False alarm. But still, cute though, right? I like it. Okay, so this is a winner for me. As far as, do you guys want me to swatch like the original one? I'll swatch them really quick just so you guys could see. I love Desert Orchid, that shade right there. That's gonna like be one of my favorites in my collection. So this is the lighter palette. Hold on, let me move this light back. Maybe that's why I'm getting like so thrown. I think they're too close to me. There, that's better. So this is the lighter palette. So this is what? Galactic Sun. Let me wipe off my hand and I'll put the pink blush, Desert Orchid. There's the lightest one. And then I'll put the deeper palette on the other side. Packaging is relatively the same though, like as far as quality, overall pretty much everything is all the same. This palette though, holy shit, I was not prepared for like the pigmentation of these freaking, oh my god, these blushes were like, damn, they didn't come to play the last time I applied these, holy shit. So this is the darker palette, and then lighter palette, so depending on what your skin tone is. Now let's go to the Bridgerton one. I already did the swatches earlier, but I'll put them in the general area of where these ones are. But I like the fact that there's no overlap between the blushes. That was just one thing I'm like, that was kind of nice. Good job, Pat. I like that. So here's the blushes, these two right here from the Bridgerton one. And then I want to swatch Venus Nectar next to the other Venus Nectar to see if they're actually the same, but they do look like they're pretty much the same. So duplicate, the only one we got is the highlighter. So I'm definitely excited that I got this. So that's a winner for me. Now let's do the bougie ass highlighters, okay? This packaging was much more my like expectations when it comes to something like the Bridgerton, right? Here's where I was gonna say, let me talk about fucking stickers real quick. The gold one, like I said, I'm probably going to do a giveaway on my TikTok for it. This is the one that I'm going to use today. Here's a little swatch. I don't think that the swatches are done justice over camera. I think you're going to really see it a lot better over, like, actually applied to my face. So these retail for $60 a piece. I'm still kind of like, do I think that these are worth it? Obviously, I have not applied them to my face, but I'm like, little steep. But I will say I do like this packaging, and something that I have previously complained about with Pat McGrath's packaging with these specifically, like she used these for quads before, the edges were so sharp. Like I returned my items because the edges were that sharp. Like I felt like they were going to actually cut me. So this, it's a much softer edge. Like I don't feel like I'm going to get cut, but this aesthetic is beautiful. But tell me why, okay? This is going to be super fucking petty, but why is it that we can have lettering put onto the packaging here, and then we fucking slap a sticker on it? Why? Why? And then when you slap the fucking sticker on it, it's crooked. Petty, I'm well aware, but when I'm paying $60 fucking for a highlighter, no, ma'am. Just, it's the little things that piss me off. So when I saw this, I'm like, ooh, this is what I'm talking about. Because this is not a sticker. This is all like on the packaging. And then they slap this over the top. I don't get it, but whatever. We're going to try it. So this is the one I'm going to try out today. The embossing is fucking stunning. The gold is also beautiful, but I know I'm not going to wear it, which is why it's going to remain right here. So let's do same brush. I'm going to just wipe it off. I feel like this one, though, I might have to work in a little bit more, but I'm going to try to, like, build it so you guys could kind of see, like, basically, this is how I would typically do highlighter. It does, you could probably see, like, the specks, how it just kind of goes poof. It's very messy, I guess is the word. Let's do this side. I've got no highlighter on. Let's see how this pops off. It's definitely more sparkly than the, I already forgot the name, Venus Nectar. This, though, for me, is probably more up my alley. But do you see, like, how this is, it's still, like, blinding, but it's not as intense as this one. This is more just like, hello, I'm here. Kiki, she's like, you gotta turn your volume down. It's fine. So I say it's fine because the amount of feedback that I get on volume is fucking crazy. Like, some people say it's not loud enough. I feel like this is like the sweet spot for volume. If you guys have critiques, let me know. But I feel like it's fine. It's probably easier / better if you guys on your end turned your volume down, because if mine is too low, it's too low. Like, you know what I'm saying? So look at the difference as far as, like, you really can't see much. I applied them in the exact same spots, but this one is definitely more subtle, even though it does not seem subtle. This one is just hello. I've arrived. Very sparkly, but for how sparkly this is, I'm actually not that pissed about how it looks over texture. This would be a highlighter, though. I look at this one like this is like day to day. I could easily wear this day and night. But if I want to turn up and go out, I'm going to wear something like this that's definitely more blinding and beaming. It's a little bit lighter, which I expected because it looks literally white. But it's got that golden undertone to it, so it actually works really well for me. So let me take my Charlotte Tilbury, the airbrush spray, and let's see how everything looks after we spray it. And then I can't wait to see how this overall looks with lashes. But here's the other thing that I always notice about, like, that blue shadow. Depending on which way your eyes are, and this is where it gets a little tricky with these shadows. It's like, if I have my face a certain way, it looks like it's not applied great. But then when I turn my face another way, you're like, oh, I get it. I don't think that these translate the best on camera. So we have, what was it, Venus Nectar on the side? And then bam, in your face. What was this shade exactly? Skin Fetish Incandescent Gold. What do we think? Which one do we like better? What's your favorite product that we've done so far? And while I'm waiting to see what you guys say, I'm going to do my mascara, and I'm going to do my, do I want to, yeah, I'll do lashes. Fuck it. Let's see. Deidre says, no, please don't turn it down. See, I told you, like some people, because people have said in the past, and I would adjust it all the time. But then the more that I adjusted it, the more that I realized, because I would listen to it from other sources as well, it sounds like, I feel like now it sounds the best universally. Whether you're watching it on a TV, whether you're watching it on a phone, you name it, like, it sounds universally, I think, the best right now. So I plan on keeping it. Do I like the Charlotte setting spray versus the Hourglass? I do like both of them, but they're very different. The Hourglass, for me, is more of like Facetune in a setting spray. I have no other setting spray like it. The Charlotte Tilbury, though, is like fucking hairspray for your face. I feel like Hourglass is more of like a Val setting spray, almost to like make everything like melt into your skin. But if you want something to make your makeup last, the Charlotte Tilbury is the way to go. I don't think Hourglass really does anything as far as like longevity for making your makeup last. I think it just makes everything look more skin-like, and it looks like your skin, but even better because it gives you like that Facetune effect. I love both. I have both. I will still use both, but very different purposes. It's almost like, oh, excuse me, if I spray my face more than once, because that's one thing I notice I'm doing a lot more, is I'll spray my face like as I apply different layers, and then when I'm at my final layer is when I do something like this. But when I'm doing like in between layers of makeup, I'll do something like the Hourglass. I think this looks so fucking good on my face right now. I really like both sides, but I'm definitely leaning more towards this because, biased, I just like a really bright beaming cheek. But let me know what you guys think. What was your preferred one today? And then let me find what lashes I want to. I think I want to wear the Vive half lashes today because I love these. Let's see. Thank you, Kimberly, for plugging my Facebook. I just started posting like TikToks on the reels on my Facebook. It's so interesting. I will post the same shit on so many different platforms, and it's like it just performs so differently on so many different ones. It blows my fucking mind. Agree 100%. Charlotte Tilbury setting spray makes your makeup last for sure. Even like feeling my face, I'm like, I feel like it feels like hairspray. It works so well. It's one of those setting sprays that when you use it, you're like, yeah, it's good. Like, it's fine. It makes my makeup last, but then when you don't use it and go back to it, you're like, oh shit, like this does make a really big difference. Because when I first tried the Charlotte Tilbury, I was like, yeah, it's okay. And then when I got it again, I was just like, oh damn, like, yeah, if you want something that's gonna be straight up hairspray, I would go with Charlotte Tilbury. Even like more so than the Urban Decay All Nighter. I still think Urban Decay All Nighter is like my all-time favorite for like longevity of my like face makeup, just because I like the fact that it doesn't feel like hairspray. Like if Charlotte Tilbury's did the same thing and didn't feel like it feels, I'd like it even better. It doesn't bother me, but it's just one of those things, like if I'm comparing them side by side, even with the like when I say the Urban Decay one, I still love the Skindinavia setting spray because it's literally the same thing. Like they're both made by Skindinavia. So like the Skindinavia bridal spray and the Urban Decay All Nighter are definitely my favorite setting sprays. And then second to those is the Charlotte Tilbury for longevity. Okay, Charlotte Tilbury is very luminous. I don't think it's luminous like at all. Right? I think my face, if anything, the Charlotte Tilbury makes me look more flat. I think. At least that's my opinion for what it does for my skin. Let's see. That hair with your eyes so pretty. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see how much these lashes, though, change how this entire look comes out. Because the power of lashes, everybody, especially like a dramatic half lash. Yeah, baby. I love these fucking things. They're so easy to just pop on. especially if you struggle with lash application, these are like perfect. But look what a difference that just makes. It like amazes me every single time. Every time. All right, another. Pop that on. It's so good. Now I feel like I need to put lipstick on, but it's fine. We'll call it good here. So I also wanted to show you guys, if you were interested in anything, I have everything linked in the description box. But overall, looking at everything, like, even the palette, like, I am not fucking mad at this look right now. Like, especially once I have those, lashes on. This is the vibe. Like, it's very soft, like, romantic. Like, this could definitely be, like, a Valentine's Day moment. Like, I think it looks really cute. And you know what? Especially for being, like, Bridgerton, it does go with the overall aesthetic. Like, when you look at their makeup, it's just, they look so, like, naturally beautiful. At least from what I remember. Like, I think this is definitely an appropriate collection for what Pat McGrath was probably going for. Yeah, like, putting the lashes on just made, like, a huge difference for me. Like, especially, like, with that blue. And, like, I think the blue, the pink, that matte shade that looks purple, like... Hold on. Let's do it. I'm not mad at this guy. He's, like... Is everybody surprised? Because I am. I think it's so cute. So... if you guys were interested in the collection as a whole, I wanted to show you guys this just because if you could save money, why the fuck wouldn't you, right? So let's jump over to the Pat McGrath website. If you're interested in just the eyeshadow palette, it will be available at Sephora on the 26th. Same with the Bridgerton cheek palette. So if you're interested in either of those individually, I would probably just go for Sephora. But then again, if you want to save 10%, go for Pat McGrath's website. So with the Pat McGrath website, though, there's, like, bundle deals. So you have the whole entire collection, which is what I got. It was $214, and then you could use the code Bridgerton10 and get 10% off. You've got the eyeshadow palette and the cheek duo. It's $106. You've got the eyeshadow palette and the cheek highlight that I used today for $113, and you could probably, like, pick which shade you want to get. Scrolling a little bit more, you can get the eyeshadow palette and both of the highlighters for $167. The cheek palette and these cheek products you can get for $155. The cheek products, so basically like one cheek palette and one of these you can get for $101. You can get both of these for $108, which when they retail for, what, $60 a piece? You're definitely already saving money, and then adding the code on top of it, you're obviously saving even more. And then you can also get a Pat McGrath Labs e-gift card that has the Bridgerton logo on it for $25 if you're feeling froggy. But I don't know, like, overall, how I feel about this, I think it looks fucking beautiful. I'm really glad that I got the entire collection. Obviously, I didn't have a purpose for this, but I also don't think when I purchased... there was those other bundles. I think those are new because now that this is, like, available to purchase without being, like, a order ahead type of thing. So, overall, I ain't mad at this fucking at all. Thank you, Kimberly, for putting it in text because I know some people are going to be like, wait, how do we spell it? So, this is the code that you use on Pat McGrath's website. Bridgerton10 for 10% off. Bam. I did see a couple people say when they tried the code, it didn't work on the set. It did work for me. So that's where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why there's like a confusion on the website for why certain ones work and certain ones don't. But let me just say this, okay? Because I saw this on fucking Instagram and I'm like, okay, you guys heard my review. You heard my thoughts on all these products. If this could have been done differently, though, this is exactly what I would have pictured a Bridgerton collection to look like. The packaging, the color story, like this Instagram account fucking crushed it with this. Like, I saw this, I'm like, Pat, you done fucked up. Because, especially with how I personally felt about the Divine Rose 2 with the pink packaging, I think that packaging is so special. Like, when she does this, like, acrylic looking packaging, like the lacquer, and then it's colored, it just makes everything so much more luxe, in my opinion. So with a Bridgerton collection, that's where I'm just like, this was fucking it. And the only thing that would make this better is if instead of the Pat McGrath like logo on the front of this, if it said Bridgerton going across like the whole thing in like a really beautiful, like this sort of a font right here. Pat, I hope Pat's not done with this, because I think this is really, really beautiful. And I think this was like a really well done like collaboration, like Pat McGrath with Bridgerton. I do think in the end it did make sense because of how Pat does it. Right? Cast your votes now, guys. If you saw this palette launch, who'd fucking buy it? Because I know I would. I love, like, I'm telling you, go follow that. What is it? My Coffee's Gone is the Instagram account. Yes, they fucking crushed it. Yes, it would have been more expensive, obviously. But yeah, like when I was saying with this packaging, I would have much preferred to see like that blue lacquer. Oh, it would have been so beautiful. And then a beautiful like golden font that said Bridgerton. Would have killed it. Like, it just would have knocked, like, this would have knocked it out of the park. But you know what? Maybe Pat will see this video. Maybe she'll see that Instagram post and maybe she'll fucking create something else. But overall, though, is this collection super spency? Yes. Are there things that I would change about them? Yes. Like the stickers, for example. On this sort of a packaging, it doesn't tick me off as much, especially like if they're placed nicely. But on this, let's stop. Let's stick with this sort of a moment up here. We don't need a fucking, like, the stickers drive me crazy. But if I had to pick a favorite product, it's really hard because I think it's this. I think it's this just because I already knew that I loved her eyeshadows already. But looking at this whole look, like, let me pop on. Hold on. Let me pop on a lip just for the visual, because I think it's going to make it look even better. I'm just not ready to be done yet. I'm not going to lie. So let me use BK. I think these are still on sale, too, for like 30% off or 20% off. The BK Beauty lip liners and lipsticks were on sale recently. So I'm going to use the shade Sweet Pea. This is like my current go-to shade for lip liner lately. I feel like I'm always using this. And then let me just pop off like one of my favorite freaking lipsticks. It's another BK Beauty one. Acceptance, because it's my shit. It's just like a baby pink and it's perfect. Oh yeah. But with this look, right? Oh, it's so pretty. And you know what? Another thing is, too, I'm surprised that there's not lipsticks with this. I'm surprised there's not lipsticks. I'm surprised there's not lip gloss. Let me pop on a Pat McGrath gloss, too, while I'm at it. Because we're not done. If you've not tried Pat McGrath glosses, where are mine? This could get very stressful. Let's use this one. Earth Angel, I think this is. Yes, from... I forget what collection this was, but this gloss... Yeah, this would have been like a perfect gloss for this collection. Ooh! If you guys place an order on Pat's site, try her glosses. Like, those mini glosses are where it's at. I love those little, like, 3 packs of her glosses. Look at this look, though, everybody. Isn't this a vibe? Like, I'm shockingly impressed with how this looks. I really, really like it. All right, Pat, I'm here for it. So, guys, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments after. Keep your eyes peeled on my TikTok, because I'll probably be doing something. Or maybe I'll throw this in, like, a future video, but it's good. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do this right now. If you want to enter to win the gold version of the Bridgerton highlighter, the gold one, not the white one that I used today. It's the one that's straight up gold. I'm going to ask you guys... When I post my NARS first impression tonight, it'll be the video that I'm featuring. It'll be the next TikTok that I post. It's going to be the first impression on my NARS foundation. Leave a comment on there regarding that foundation. And then I'll be able to contact you that way, whoever I pick to win. Okay? Sound good? And that will be just to enter to win for the gold highlighter. Boom. Let's not even prolong the giveaway. We'll do it tonight. So, let me know your guys' thoughts. I would love to hear them in the comments. If you guys do enter, good luck. And don't forget to subscribe if you were new and joining us for the first time today. I hope you guys enjoyed all of the swatches and stuff that I featured today. I just wanted it to be a little bit more helpful for you guys. And don't forget to follow me on my socials. Instagram and TikTok are where I'm the most active. And if you are shopping this collection, I do have all the affiliate links down in the description box. And if you do use them, I do earn a commission, and I greatly appreciate it. Other than that, though, check me out on TikTok. It's linked. I have a link for my TikTok in the description box. All you got to do is go over there, and when you see that NARS video, that's when you know, okay? Other than that, I'm rambling. I will see you guys in my next one. I'm going to try to go live tomorrow, but we shall see. Okay, bye!